for more. I'm pleased to say that Boria Majumdar, cricket journalist and author of Sachin Tendulkar's autobiography, is back with us live from Kolkata. Thank you for your time once again, Boria. Last week, you told us so passionately why you wanted this tournament to continue, why you felt it should. What's your reaction to today's news?
Disappointed, and when you sort of delve deep, you try and figure out what went wrong. It's not the number of cases in the country, but it's about the number of people within the franchises starting to get infected. And if that happens, then you risk a catastrophe. So was it untenable? Yes, it was. Was it becoming inevitable after the last couple of days? Yes, it was. And you know, Amanda, when I really dig deep, I think, and I've spoken to multiple CEOs, the President Saurav Ganguly, multiple CEOs, including Venki Mysore and J. Klashmakram and the others. It was no biobubble breach that was responsible for the players getting infected. Rather, if I now put everything together, I think it was travel. So in hindsight, had it been in the UAE, had it been in one city, till the time it was in Mumbai or one city, the first 14 days, it was sacrosanct. But the moment you started making people travel, however much a green corridor was created, and if you see the time frame, the virus takes 5 to 7 days to manifest. You have seen Delhi case, Punjab so far better, but Chennai case, Kolkata case, Hyderabad case. So you understand that the mistake was travel. And you now know that because you did so, no bio bubble will be sacrosanct if you allow travel. So my apprehension is, and I've got to say this on your show, India will lose the World T20 in October because countries will not want to come when there are 16 teams, which will mean travel. If that is the case, you are in no position to assure people that we will be able to host it proper. So in that sense, this is a double whammy. You've lost the IPL, and I don't see it organized. This year, there's no window, and I also see massive doubts cast over the hosting of the World T20.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? The word that is being used is suspended for this competition, but the statement does specifically talk about the passage of players home to their families and their loved ones. In your opinion, is this the IPL as a tournament officially over?
It is. I mean, it's not my opinion. I can put it on record. I've spoken to team owners, franchise CEOs, BCCI top management. In all practical purposes for the world, it's over because India next travels to the UK, hopefully some. In fact, I was told that there is permissions being negotiated as we speak for the World Test Championship and then the bilateral series. Post that is the World Cup. So there is no window. And before the World Cup, people were talking about it, but I don't see that happening for reasons I've told you. The World Cup too will probably move to the UAE, which is a backup option. So I see IPL 2022 in a better India. Unfortunately, the grim reality of 2021 is we've possibly lost the tournament. It's an economic disaster. We've got 7 million people who are now jobless as part of the second wave. Add another couple of 100,000 to that. So if people are criticizing it for the optics, they need to know that the optics also includes the grim reality of job losses. The optics includes the grim reality of that hitting home. So the oxygen or the remdesivir that you want to buy with that money is now lost to several million people.
Yeah, I know when we spoke last week, you talked about the economy that the IPL creates and how valuable it is to society. But now we're talking about the logistical challenge of getting people from around the world home, the resources that this competition is taking from society. What do you think this has done for the view of the IPL? How has it affected people's thoughts where you are in India?
2 levels. One, it has obviously dented credibility in the sense we haven't been able to pull off. Now, I might know details which I'm putting out saying there was no bubble breach, but the perception is must have been breached, so the BCCI wasn't good enough. That's not the case, but that is the perception. Number 2 is India wasn't good enough. That is, again, something that we have to live with. which is why we might lose a more tangible T20. The IPL costs the BCCI 3,000 crores now. That's the loss figure that I'm being told. Again, with the World Cup, that will mount. But it's not only money. It is also about prestige, our inability, and the learnings. And the learnings are no bio bubble is sacrosanct if there is travel. So there are huge learnings. So overall, it's a very depressing situation in the country. And for me, I keep talking about it. The IPL was much more than an extravaganza. But as I said, it was getting untenable. When you have cases in 4 franchises, you cannot take that risk. So the inevitable has struck. The virus, we after 15 months, we still know so little about the virus, and that is hitting home. It's penetrated the defense of the BCCI and of each one of us.
Boria Majumdar, thank you once again for your time. And again, we wish you and the community well in battling this virus.